See, continuing on the same way, now you are looking at, I'm not looking at the nitty gritties or how much of tax you're going to pay, is capital gains taxable, will dividend be into 12 lakh, all that nitty gritties you are going to work it out with the government is going to look into it and is going to give its own ideas, it's going to have its own inputs, and I'm not going to speculate or say this is good, this is bad, that is not good, this is not bad. See, if you look at my personal view, shares market is an independent activity. It does not fall within earning, a salary, a continued, that is not the concept. It is a business activity. So it has to be treated differently. When you invest in a share, it's a different activity. It is not a regular affair. Unless you have surplus funds, you're not going to invest in your share, you're not going to invest in a mutual fund, you're not going to trade, so etc. All that is to be considered separately. Let us view it separately. Let us take it independently. I am not going to discuss whether it's right to tax capital gains at this level. Is it right to do this? I'm not going to discuss all that. That I'll take it as a separate topic because my view is totally different from the whiners' view. Because the whiners want, I'll just complete this and tell you what is the development that is going to take place over a few years. So if you look at it, now today you are going to have so much of surplus fund floating all over India. And that means the government may have to, the banks will maybe flush with funds. And so, one way would it be that the government need not push money into the, liquidity into the market. Maybe this push given by the government of giving opportunities of spending, if the long shot bet on which the government is betting on, I told you Royal Ascot race. If we are going to bet on that, that's a long term, India are going to benefit from the spending of this additional free cash flow available to the public, then you are looking at liquid funds sloshing in the market. And when this happens, there will be newer opportunities available for people doing startup funding, where when a company will be able to set up just like those international investment advisors like KKR and Blackstone and so many other companies. So India can start a wealth fund for itself, guaranteeing returns into which we can invest, so that India can start developing its own investment, platform based on which it will be able to assist other companies, other governments, just as the bigger corporations which run in US and sovereign wealth funds of the Western nations, including the Arab nations. We can start looking at it, an idea can come into somebody's mind. Let us do it and let us take that forward. Because India is now having free cash flow available with them, and let us use it usefully, giving them higher returns for which opportunities can be given by the government. That can be another step by the government to look into this angle of increasing the investment opportunities and increasing returns for the people who are willing to look at it, at a better opportunity. So, keeping that aside, coming to the major point today, all this I spoke about was the private sector because that is what individual taxation took place, has affected, I would say. But the government is opening out its tap everywhere. If you look at the budget, it is an awesome budget. It has covered very many areas which have been overlooked over a period of years. Along with the, it's already existing toilet building fund, it's house building fund, water fund, it's it's fund for the purpose of using taking the net into every part of the India, providing road infrastructure. Now they are looking at tapping the rural farmers. They are looking at providing them for inputs for suppose a farmer is living in an arid area. They are people, the government is going to look at how they can help the farmer in developing that. It need not be converted into a wetland, but it can be used for specific purposes. Scientific analysis can be made of the soil, scientific, evidence, things can be collected, and fresh information can be given by the government to those farmers, assist them so that they come out of the poverty level in which they are mired here today. The government has also increased the opportunities of funding the farmers from 5 crores to 10 crores. You're looking at huge investments in the farming area. And I'm sure that in a short while, the farmers who are agitating for MSPs will come around and take it favorably, because they can also understand what the government is looking forward to, helping them with the better facilities, better infrastructure, better opportunities, with scientific inputs is what this government is looking into. So when they understand all these years farmers had been taken for a ride. Now let us make it very clear. Farmers were treated as vote banks. Farmers were taken for a ride. Some farmers went into debt, committed suicide. Many of farmers have been doing it every year. But today this government is looking at benefiting those farmers other than the rich farmers, giving the marginal farmer an opportunity to create a niche for himself so that farming does not die out in India. Now, because of helping the farmer, the rural investment which is going to be developed, the infrastructure which is being developed, now I missed out on the second housing. Suppose a person wants to invest a second house somewhere outside, he will be able to develop a tourist spot somewhere which is non-existing, and the local people can benefit. So, coming back to the farmer can develop his farm. The farmers and its progeny need not come to the urban area to earn and create slums. They will be able to live in their own luxury with their own facilities. All these opportunities this government is looking into. It is not cutting down on cost where it is not unnecessary. It is cutting down on unnecessary costs. So this budget is very extremely broad-based. Some people are criticizing that the government has reduced capital expenditure. The capital expenditure has been there and it is continued by the government, but there is a necessity that private enterprise also enters that area. It cannot be just left to the government. But then people will say, you're taxing higher, you're using so much of my funds, you're not giving anything back in return. When I use those funds given to you purposefully in investment opportunities benefiting the whole nation, then the government can step out of certain areas and they can use it. The funds available to them for better opportunities, and the persons who are investing in the newer projects can help the government in reducing the capital expenditure. That is the concept on which we should start working. That is socialism. And that is what working together means, the government and the people working together. It is not, communism, and I'm not getting into politics. But what I'm trying to say is that unless we participate, the US and the West have succeeded because of the private enterprise. Private enterprise only makes that area, those Western governments grow and be successful. The infrastructure is maintained by the federal government. That undeniably it happens all over the world. But other areas in which the private sector has entered into, I am sure that is what contributed to the private sector growing so fast there, and the moolah spread all over the country. And that is where we should look at, so that India has got a better future and we grow into a more powerful country. Thank you.